playing with stuff. All right, what do we have today? Is glutes, barbell hip thrust, 8 to 12 reps, or barbell glute bridge. Okay, so today is kind of different. We are doing an in real life workout because I was supposed to do it earlier and I didn't. So here I am. I'm supposed to do a glute bridge or a barbell hip thrust, which I have here, which I can show you. But, sorry, I'm distracted. If you don't have this, you can do this on the floor with a weight on you. But the heavier you go, the less you're going to be able to do that. So this machine is fairly new. It's plate loaded, so you're going to load the plates on the side. And not many gyms will have this. I like this over this one, which I'll show you now. That one, because this helps me keep my glutes engaged over my quads. So we have 8 to 12 reps. I'm on the last week of my off season. So I wasn't going to put this on, but I don't hold it. So this is, I'll probably still go heavier even as I cut next week, start to cut. We're going to add 2 plates on each side today. So whoever wants to join me in a workout, hey, we're here. It's special, it's fun, it's different. Yeah. And this is me in real life. So I'll check for comments as we go, but I'm not really looking at that. You're just joining me in my workout. Okay, so I'm lame and I don't warm up, really. I don't like warm-up sets for myself. I feel like I waste energy. And that's probably not a good thing. So the most I do for a warm-up for legs is rotating my hips. So let me make sure you can still see me from on the side here, so I'm not out of focus. All right, so normally I'm just trying to not kick the window to get blood to the muscle or the area, so my hips, that I'm trying to train. I don't want to stretch my legs too much, because if your limbs are overstretched, they're actually more susceptible to injury, especially when you're lifting heavy. So I do this twice because I'm impatient. That's really the reason why. That's why I don't warm up. And then something I learned from hockey, watching the Kings warm up, because I am an LA Kings fan. This, warming up those hips. Let's see what you're watching. Hi, Sophia. Hey, Hunter and nickname. Bruce is loose. Aw, thank you. Nothing prettier than a woman's legs. Yep. Women don't usually have legs anymore. That's a sad thing. They're all skinny mini. The division I do for competing is basically just legs. So I train them 5 days a week. All right, last rotation. Thank you, Hunter. Hey, Mayor. Hey, Josh. Oh, that's Mr. Mustard. Yes, exactly right. What's shaking, Mark? Are you ready to die for legs this coming day? Okay, so this machine is pretty cool. Seatbelts on. For me, I'm trying to keep my feet flat as I'm pressing up. But in the bottom part, you'll notice that I kind of go like this to get more of a stretch in my hamstrings at the bottom, which then goes up to your glutes. And then as I come up, I flatten out my feet and I try to press down into this platform as I'm squeezing the glutes up. But you want to keep your back, and this is why I like this machine. I don't know if you can still hear me, but is because I try to make sure that my lower back, the middle of my back, and my shoulders stay to this pad. Because oftentimes I'll stick my pelvis up in a way that I'm using more of my lower back to lift the weight. And so I start to lift off. So I'm trying to keep everything fixated throughout while I lift heavy. Now, when you go down on a glute bridge or on a hip thrust, you're working that lower part here. And then at the top, what I call the ugly butt squeeze, because it is ugly, is you're really trying to contract those glutes together. So if you want like your pants to go in for us girls, right? Like you want to show you've got something there, that's going to help at that top part. It's going to give you kind of that shelf and then that line in the middle that everyone tries to make up with those butterfly pants. Okay, so someone really skinny was here because I'm not that skinny. So again, 8 to 12. And I just lift off. Oh, Jesus Louises. I need to go even tighter. Okay. Lift off. Safety is going to go. So again, I get more of a stretch here and then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I can go to 9 or 10. 8. Oh, my back's coming off. 9, 10. Hoya! So that's one set. So we have 3 sets of that. Normally, I would be bebopping around the gym and mixing some sort of upper body workout with my lower body workout because I usually only have an hour to work out. But because I'm here talking to you guys, I'm not going to do that. So normally I'd be doing like shoulders or back or chest or arms. So, all right, what are y'all saying? Hey, CJ. Hunter, you have stage 5 cancer and you're at the gym? Good for you. Good for you. Did you know that cancer, you probably do, so for everyone else, feeds solely on, it loves sugar. So when they're trying to find cancer cells, they actually use sucralose to find the cancer cells because it lights up. And it's actually, you get a bigger response with artificial sweeteners than you do with regular sugar. So it makes sense why it would light up on a thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to say your name. Bixrix. And Mayor, what's your height and weight? I am, well, it depends on the show. Because whenever I do a show, they always height me at a different height. But really 5'7.5". And right now, my goal is just to stay under or around, like don't go above 160. So 159, 158, I kind of vary depending on what I eat. But I have 1 week left of off season, so I can kind of eat off of my normal program. And goal is just to build muscle, but not build fat. So I don't really want to go above 160, which is about 15 to 20 pounds above my stage weight. On stage, I'm about 140, 145. This last show, I actually dipped a little below 140. But I was trying to burn off over like 80 pounds of fat because I was postpartum 3 months when we started. So I did a 16-week prep and competed in a competition 6 months after our baby Micah was born. So, I think, Hunter, you mean leukemia? Is that what you mean? Mark, why does your weight stay stationary and only fluctuate 1 pound? Mine? Why does my weight or your weight? The more consistent, now remember, building muscle is not easy. So like a pound of muscle being built in a few weeks to 2 months is really good. So now if you're using muscle enhancing, I should be doing another set, by the way, this is way too long of a break. But if you're using muscle enhancing drugs, you could probably, depending on your genetics and what you're training and how you're training and what you're eating and how you're eating, you could probably do better than that. But you got to be focused. Now, if you're not consistent in the gym, if you're not progressively increasing in weight load or rep range or slowing down tempo, being able to control it more, so then that would mean increasing weight on your heavier lifts, then you're not gonna progress. And that 1 pound is likely poop, water, stress, recovery-based fluctuation. But that's why you wanna look at weight more so over a longer period of time, because like I say, the scale is like your annoying, emotional best friend, where you never know if they're gonna be happy or sad. It kind of goes up and down. The waistline and your measurements are more indicative of progress, because it's gonna show your true shape, and it's gonna fluctuate a lot less the more consistent you are. Because even when you're consistent, your weight will still fluctuate like a really retarded emotional friend. Yeah. Leukemia, I thought so, Hunter. I'm sorry. How is your day going? It's going good. It's going good. I'm glad I made it in today. Let's do another set and then I'll answer more questions. But Mayor, how much calories do you eat in a day? So I focus more on macros than calories, and I'm about 180 grams of protein max in a day, unless I go to In-N-Out. And then I'm probably about 80 grams of fat and roughly 150 to 160 grams of carbs per day, unless I go to In-N-Out or somewhere else, or if I have kombucha. Yeah. Okay, next set. Okay, we only have 3 sets. Seatbelts on, everybody. All right. Okay. Hui. What else we got? Oh no. Okay, so one more set. Let's see, we did 10 reps, 180 pounds. Then we did 9, 180. One more set. Let's go for 9 at least. And that'll give me a PR at least for reps today for barbell hip thrust. PR is personal record, by the way, for those who didn't know. Okay, so normally this is about how long I would rest before I'm back for the next set. So you wait too long, muscles cool down, and you don't get that cellular fatigue aspect as fast, which I love, nor the calorie burn. All right. Yep, and 1, 4. Okay. So we got 9 on that one. That's good. We went up in reps. So the closer, if I'm supposed to do 8 to 12, the closer I get to 12 at this weight, 180, with good form, I was able to stop at the bottom of each rep and pause before I changed direction. I was able to get full range of motion on all of these reps. So next time I go to hit this exercise, in order to build glutes or any muscle, I want to make sure I'm either going up by 1 rep, or maybe all 3 sets I aim for 10 instead of 10, 9, 9, keeping perfect form because I was obviously struggling on that last one. Make sure, and now sometimes the next time I go to hit this, 180 might be too heavy because it all depends on recovery, food intake, you know, all that stuff. So if I'm not well hydrated, if I don't have all my micronutrients, my body can't produce the energy, the ATP, that it needs to exert the muscle that I'm asking, or the energy that I'm asking it to exert. So things are a lot harder, which is another reason to take your vitamins. Okay, so the next thing we have is cable single leg kickback. Often in a machine form, you'll see this as a butt blaster. I prefer cables, but we also we didn't invest in a butt blaster here. Yeah, cables are better. So we will take you this way while we answer questions. Nice. Hey, Ocean, we're shaking bacon. Hey, Kenneth, good to see you again. How's it going? It's time for glutes. All right. So, like a butt blaster is going to mean that your leg maintains a 90 degree or more, because we're focusing not so much on the hamstrings where you would want to have your leg lengthened, but more so this way, so it's the hips that are doing the movement. It's not here where you're straight and trying to access more of those hamstrings. It's here. So stretch, contract, stretch, contract. But we're not going to be standing up either. We're going to be bent over. Lovely. Okay. So, straps. I am still trying to find some good stinking straps, because all of the straps that I've ever had suck a lot. They hurt. And I'll show you why. I actually have to double strap. 2 straps. Okay. So, hey, Raj from India. How's it going out there? You guys are having some flooding, I think, right? Okay, so the straps I do like, what I do like about these straps is they have 2 hooks. So you're not trying to pull the weight from one. It spreads out across your shin. But there's still a problem with these. And I'll show you why. Or what I don't like about them. I need to invent my own. Where am I from, Raj? California. Good old California. So, I add these to the top, and here's why. When I am like this, and this is attached, now 70s. So, when I'm like this, and my foot is in this position, the top of these hit my shin and like press against it so stinking hard. So I need something that has a pad on the top or like slightly above or something, because what I do now, so let's see if you can see. So like right here, it'll just dig into my shin there. I don't know if you can see that. It might be too close. So what I do instead is I take a second strap. I use 2 strap-ons. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Ooh, tie your shoe better. Don't want to trip. Okay. I put 2 there because then it digs into this strap and not me. Please face, no thank you. You're weird. Okay. So now, does twerking help the hips? Ocean. Sure, you get really good hip movement there. I'm a white girl, so I don't twerk. I do the sprinkler. That's good hip movement. The lawnmower is really good, hip movement. You could try that one. Yeah, I'm white girl moves. Are you kidding me? I don't know how to twerk. I know how to spell it. And I'm a mom. So anyway, okay. So we have 3 sets of 10 to 15. So 10 to 15 is more my mid-weight. So 70, I would probably do 8 to 10. But because we're doing 10 to 15, I'm probably gonna go 60. Let's go 60. Okay. So with the butt, there's different ways to do a kickback. So depending on, like what I was saying in the beginning, depending on what you're trying to train, like what you're trying to work out, is going to determine your angle and if your leg is bent or straight, if you go to the side or to the back. So for me, I'm working on the glute, not the hamstrings. So I'm going to try to keep my foot centered, keep my shin vertical, and I want to allow my foot to go forward a little bit. So I need to step back a little more so that I keep tension on the cable. And my goal, like I said, is not to swing or use my lower leg. It's by keeping this at 90 degrees, I'm taking out the quads, taking out the calves, and trying to take out as much of the hamstrings as possible so it's all glute. So you're here and up. So you stay at a 90 degree the whole time, controlling it back. So we have 10 to 15. 2, 3, 4, 5. I start to lean forward when I'm trying to get more grip from this leg, so I have to catch myself. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go one more. 12. Next side. I'm gonna take this off, it's bugging me. Yeah. Two more. Woohoo, Beetle with shake and bacon. Two more sets. 3 sets at, like I said, 10 to 15. Aiming for like a 3-second tempo, maybe 4, if I can. It's weird working out in the daylight. So I aim for like 90 seconds of a rest. Normally, I'll be bebopping around, either putting weights away that people... Okay, let's start with that. Let's look at this. Okay. Please somebody tell me, why do we do this? I'm so OCD. Like, really? Put your weights away and put them away right. That's what I do a lot of my mornings, is I'm here, I pray over the equipment and the people that are gonna come in here, and then I put everyone's equipment away. Like a mom. Mustard mama, I guess. But I swear people like put the weirdest, I don't know, it just bugs me. For me. You know? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, set 2. Hoo-yah! 10 to 12, maybe 15, but I doubt it because I couldn't hit 15 on the first set, so. Keeping the knee at a 90 degrees or more, aiming to target just the glutes, bent over. So we start at a more vulnerable position for the glutes. They're already pre-stretched. I think that's number 4. I hope you guys are counting for me. 5. Trying to keep this straight, because the more I do this, the more I'm using my quad to help me get that weight up. I'm trying to use just my left side, not my right, as much as possible, though the right does stabilize. I think I have 2 more. 1. And I really should pause at the top. Yeah. And then back down. Whew. I say take roids. Oh, shin. See, first time working out, Hunter? No. Not my first time. But it's the first live that I did for it, of my workout. So, let's see. Ocean. I say take roids. Here's my take on that. The majority of the people that you see in gyms are or have taken steroids. And nothing changed for them, except for pimples on their back, losing hair, man boobs, or looking like a man, like for females. So I don't recommend it, personally. Now, if you're competing, it's kind of like professional sports. It's a part of that industry. So know that that's what you're getting into and up against. But unless you know how to use steroids or know how to use them right, I don't think, no. And even if you do, there's so many side effects to things. I would say use as sparingly as you can with someone supervising you and making the decisions, not you supervising you. So obviously a physician, if you're over 35 and you're a male, it's likely you're probably eligible for TRT if your testosterone is low enough. But anyway, Beetle, I won't do steroids, but I might need to add protein. Most people need to add protein. Protein is the thing people don't want to eat. Every time I have a client that's short on protein and has enough carbs, the last thing they want to do is add protein. But it's the one thing that will balance blood sugars for you, help with stomach bloat, reduces that with the glutamine. Liver detoxification. So for all of you vegans out there, upregulates the second part you're missing out on with all your veggies. 2. I waited too long between sets. 3, 4, 5. I'm leaning too far forward. 6, 7. I need to keep my core tight too. 8. And bend over more. 9, 10. Yeah. 11. Last one. I can feel my other leg starting to try to play. All right, one more set of that. After this, we have knee. Okay, we'll do a variation of that one. I'm not going to do that exercise. Not here. Not in real life. Okay, so we did 60, 12. One more set. So My next exercise, I have 2 variations I can do. The first variation is that weird one that we did in the live for the Smith machine, which was the variation to the lying reverse leg press on the Smith machine for glutes. Similar move, just with a band or ankle weights, and you're facing this way. Go back plate, because I'm not repeating it. It's literally the one I hate to do the most in public. It's so weird for me. It burns like hell, but it is like the most awkward, I would say, besides the yes, no's, which we actually have at the end of this, but we'll do that one. So instead of those, which go back, play it on the Smith machine one, I'm gonna take you to a back extension, because there's a lot of times that people won't know how to do a back extension or what it's used for. And it has it's multifaceted. So it's a good one to kind of go over. And I already did the weird ones earlier in the week. So I try to alternate anyway, not just because I don't like them, but because I try to alternate anyway. It's good. So we'll do that one anyway, but that'll be next. So if you want to see the one I hate the most, you'll have to go back and watch the Smith machine live. Sorry. Okay. Last set, aiming for 12. We got 60 pounds. So someone said they didn't have this machine. And before I go to the next exercise, I think it was Raj that said that. I don't know. Before I go to the next exercise, I'll show you what you can do instead. Okay, if you don't have a jungle gym like this, there's different things you can do either with a band, or if you have something that does have a cable to it, so you still, see the benefit of a cable is it's constant resistance. So, but you have more free motion on things. So like instead of a machine where it's not gonna necessarily constantly have tension, this allows that. Plus you have a different, well, you can't see it on this side, but on this side you have different holes, so you can adjust this for different angles, and then you can also have different attachments. Great for chest flies, too, if you have 2 sides, that's always nice, but then you're also hogging the jungle gym and people hate you, so don't do it. Just kidding. No, do it if there's not a lot of people there. Otherwise, don't be a jerk. Go to a machine made for that, which I can show you one of those too. Okay, so we have we have 10 to 12. Keeping this straight. I want center of all of my weight going into the center of my foot. I want to keep this at a 90 degrees or more, so I'm using the glutes, not the hamstrings. I want to be bent over so that my glute is pre-stretched, making this even harder for my glutes. And then I want to have the weight go past this foot, so I'm getting a full stretch that bottom of the glute too. So at the top, upper shelf of the glute, and pausing at the transition of each. One more. Yeah. Okay. Hey, it's Mo. Mo's in the house. No clue what the name was, but I called it the penguin machine. Did it do this, Mo? And so your torso would move? It's an oblique machine, if it is. All right. Last set of, oh. Was that the machine, Mo? Last set of 12 we ever have to do today. Ugh. Okay. Hopefully you don't hear me weird mouth breathing. Because you're right up in my grill here now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So with each rep, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my form. Maybe nothing, maybe everything. But I'm always trying to just check. Is my foot correct? Is where my weight is spread out? Where am I getting my momentum from? Oh, holy moly. I lost count because I was talking. So we'll just say it's 12 because I said so. Okay. No, straight back. Yeah, you'll have to find that. That sounds funny. Mark's here. He wants legs early. Should we make him do legs early? Mark wants legs early. Sorry, this is one. Did anyone ever eat top ramen dry? Okay. So we can take these off, but before we do, we're gonna do lateral band walks, but a variation of this with the cable, just for a bonus. You have to go lighter because it's harder. Actually, I should go this one. For more of like right here, step out, straight up, centered. You don't want to be leaning. Start from back here, and you want to crunch here. So it's not going to be this huge, but if you're just contracting here, it's probably about as far as you go, and point the toe down. And then try to see how I like instantly went like this. It's because my body's trying to compensate and help with the angle. So stay straight up and really contract. And notice it's behind me. So I keep where the tension is here. And I'm just holding onto this for stability. But as I get tired, I want to lean and pull. So, but that's going to be what we do with lateral. You can do instead of lateral band walks if you don't have a band that we use later. So I'm going to take these off. Take my strap-ons off. Sorry, church day. Take my shoe under. By the way, we got these fancy shirts at our seminar yesterday. That was nice. Thought I'd wear it as a thank you. Okay, so I think you're still attached. You're not gonna fall. You might fall. We'll see. So now we're gonna go do that other exercise, back extensions that you can do a few different variations of, but, oh no, phone, you're dying. So we'll have to hurry. So let's see. So back extensions. Is like this machine here. And actually, I think I'll probably have you guys like this. So you can see, hopefully no one has to walk in because you guys are in the walkway. But oh well, that's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. So we have 3 sets of 20 to 30. Now, with this machine, almost with anything that you're gonna do, you wanna make sure your hips can fold over. So if it's too high and it's not letting you fold all the way over, almost like a dead person, then you need to lower it. So where you have this adjusted will depend on your torso length, your limb length, just basically how tall you are too. But for me, yeah, okay, that's good. So, oh, someone's coming. Hopefully they don't trip on you. Maybe I should move you for a minute. Sorry, I'm in the way. You guys can get close. Okay, so depending on what you're trying to train. So if I'm trying to train the lower part of my glutes, I'm gonna stay dead like this and just press my thighs into this pad. And I'm not gonna focus on keeping ooh, I got up too fast, I'm a little lightheaded. I'm not gonna focus on lifting my torso all the way up or keeping it straight necessarily, okay? I kind of want to stay hunchbacked and dig my thighs. I'm going to kind of contract my thighs and bring them in to close kind of like my pelvis in a way. That's what's going to engage the glutes to bring me up, instead of what most people will do is just use a swing of movement and think they have to come all the way up. Now, if I'm trying to train the upper booty portion, I want to focus more so from the top part where I am straight and slowly just lower the top part of the glute down and then come back up. I'm not going to focus so much on going all the way down and coming all the way back up, because you'll lose that tension to really pull out all the muscle glycogen from that top shelf. Your body will start to recruit from the bigger glute muscle. And then another variation to make it even harder is having just one foot on the platform and the other one just lightly above this, not necessarily resting on it, but just lightly above it. And that will isolate one glute from the other to make it even harder. And then I would be hesitant to add a ton of weight, because most of the time this is going to be ideal for like a 20 to 30 kind of burnout, like a rep range. So you won't really need to add a ton of weight. Now, if you're a guy and you're looking to really build your booty, you probably would add some weight. But for most guys, it's going to be, you won't need much, maybe 10s, 15s. Now you can probably go up to 25s, 30s eventually. But if you're doing it right and really getting the right muscle recruitment, it's going to take a while. We'll put it that way. Let me move you back now that guy's gone. He was getting water. Okay, so I'm looking to target this part here. So I'm going to start from up above, and I'm going to contract my butt and really get that mind muscle connection with the top part. So if someone were to stick a pencil in my tush like this, straight up and down, not in, then I want to try to act like I'm contracting that. And then I'm slowly reverse it like that to about there, and then back up. Slowly reverse it, and then back up. Now, for that other variation, so you can see the difference, is here. See how I kind of hang? Okay. Now, if you're working lower back, then that's where some of those plates come into play, and you're doing all the way down and all the way back up, and all the way down and all the way back up, okay? But I'm working upper glute. Get that contraction. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you have a hard time connecting with the upper part of the glute, which is like the hardest part for me, closing your eyes will help with that connection. Now, and then because we're in the 20 to 30s, you can go faster because you're going to be targeting more of those stabilizing muscles, which is also why we don't have to add a ton of weight to get the burn that we need. Okay. So, set 1. Doing 3. Hoo-yah. What are we saying? Who else is here? Say hi. Where are you guys from? We had some from India. Damn it, I can't find it, but it worked out. Obliques. Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking of a seated one, and you're doing a laying down one, right? I'll have to find it. It's probably a, if you look up lying oblique, standing. Oh. Why did I think you said laying down? No, straight back, lean to the left. I'll find it, Mo, and I'll put it in a Discord, I bet. I'll find it for you. All right, set 2. Find that connection. Got it. 1, 2, I should go lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 19, and 20. One more of those. Here. Red's here. What's shaking, Red? It was a hydraulic machine. A lot of the newer ones are fancy like that. Hi, Brian. How's it doing? Can you do that on a tall chair? It won't be angled. And if you did angle the chair, Red, it would probably be dangerous. So what I would do instead is that variation that I showed on the Smith machine live that had where I was flat on my stomach, and not where I used the Smith machine, but it was the variation for one of the Smith machine exercises that V was asking me to show. And so I did a body weight variation without the Smith machine to target that upper glute portion if that's what you were trying to do and you didn't have this. Now, if you're trying to work out the lower glute and you didn't have this, I would recommend like a bed or over the side of a couch, because you want to be kind of hunched over and you're only going to need that bottom portion, so you could probably dig your feet into a couch cushion to hold you fixated and then do that portion. You're not going to have as much of a pre-stretch because the angle is going to be different, so you'll have a little less of a pre-stretch, but it's a way you could do it at home. That's actually how I did it at home when we first shut down during COVID, before we opened back up. So I would say a couch, probably put 2 cushions on top of each other so that it's laying flat. That's what I did for ours. It worked out good for that. Or put some firm pillows, probably not pillows, but cushions would be good. Or if you did pillows, maybe put books underneath it or something so it's firm underneath and can support you. Brian, wow, so fit and healthy. Love your energy and smile, everything about. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I'll go back and look. Thanks. Yeah, Red, that was, and if you have a band, you can get that double resistance when you put the band on your legs and do that exercise. So it'll add resistance for you that you're missing from the angle change of gravity that gravity provides. So obviously I'm using my torso as weight, which, yeah, anyway. Okay, last set of 20 we ever have to do today. Here we go. I don't want to do that. That's lower booty. Okay, hi, up again. All right, contract, like someone's got a pencil, and lower. 1, 2, 3. So I'm still digging into these pads. It's just more so the top part of my thighs than the middle and the lower. I think that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm really focusing on here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, we're gonna do lateral band walks. So let's enter in all of our sets here. Oh shoot, we have one more set of those. It's 4, oh no it's not, it's 3 sets. Okay, whew. Okay. So instead of the side cables that we did earlier, we're gonna get a band. I'm gonna be right back. Actually, let's leave this here, just in case you die. Okay. So now, lateral band walks. A lot of people don't do these right either. So let's make sure, let's get you guys set up. We're almost done. Am I a supermodel? No. I'm a super mom. Wait, where can I, you guys can see the whole thing, right? Okay. So I can go all the way to the left and right, okay. Okay, Lateral band walks. So most of the time you'll see people strap on, right? And then they go like this, or they're like this. What you want to do is keep the shins straight. That pushes your glutes to the back, okay? And you want to kind of bow your knees out so that you have tension constantly here. And when you step, you're not stepping with your foot, you're stepping with your knee to your thigh. Sorry, go ahead. Just wave hi when you do it. You're welcome, thank you. So when I step, I'm gonna keep my core engaged, my glutes back, I'm not gonna let these go forward, and I'm gonna step here. Now, don't make the mistake of bringing it all the way in because then you lose tension. So, here we go. So I'm gonna do 10 this way and then 10 this way. But a common mistake you'll see is when people go to step, they go like this. They cave even just a little bit. It's like this to step. No, keep it bowed out and step, okay? Almost as if you were Forrest Gump and you had those braces from your knee to your toes and you couldn't move them. And so they had to stay like this, and it's just little movements that then work all right here. Okay? You won't have to go nearly as far across the floor to get 20 steps in each way. Plus, there'll be constant tension on the very body part you're trying to work instead of here. Okay? So bow those knees out a little bit. Keep them that way as you step, and step flat-footed. Keep the shins straight because they're gonna then, when I don't let them bow in like this, then guess what my quads are gonna wanna do because I'm quad dominant. Because they wanna play. No, they're grounded, okay? So pushing back, so then it's all my weaker point, and I'm using all right here. Now, why would a guy want to do this? Does he play football? Does he want to play football? Play hockey? Baseball? Sprinting? Anything that involves sprinting or hip movement or powerful movement or wants to get stronger in their deadlift. If your hip flexors are weak, you will cap out on your deads. You will cap out on other movements because your hips are weak. They're the center of your body alongside your abs, okay? So for all those guys that skip leg day, let's just give just some advice. Don't. Every girl likes a guy with a little bit of butt, I promise. Okay, here we go. Next set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, even when I'm doing this, and I do these all the time, and I know how to do them right, my body wants to do differently than what I want it to do. So I'm constantly adjusting my form as I do this, as my body fights me. So as my knees try to go forward, I'm bringing them back. As they try to cave in, I'm focusing on keeping them separate. So everything I'm doing, I'm in that muscle. And I can tell when I start to do it wrong because then I take that tension off of where I'm trying to activate. Why does that matter? Because otherwise you're wasting your time in the gym. And for all those people that spend days and days and weeks in the gym and you feel like you're lifting heavy and you're not seeing your body change at all, take the ego, kick it out front, come in here and lift with purpose and intention. If you just want to get stronger and be a power lifter or a CrossFitter, that's different. That's performance, that's a number, that's a different goal. But as far as shape and how you look and how you feel in your body and in your clothes, if that's what you're focused on alongside health, because obviously either one's going to produce health benefits, then check the ego at the door and focus on form. And you're going to see far more progress in how your body is shaped than anything else. And ultimately, that's what matters. Unless, of course, your ego matters more. Then, of course, by all means, lift heavy in shitty form. So, and to give you an example, in this off season, I started at 20-pound shoulder press dumbbells, 20 pounds each. I'm up to 40s for 4 sets of 12, basically. So, and I'm a girl, and I'm natural. Okay, so we did 20 each way for 3 sets. We used an 80-pound band. This is an X band, which I need to get more, so please remind me to order more. I keep forgetting. I love the X bands. They're my favorite bands. They are not cheap. They're not made cheap, and they last forever. They're the best bands in the world. Best bands. The X bands. The, not X bands, the X bands. Last exercise is machine-seated hip adduction, what I like to call yes, nose. Side bending machine. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Aw, thanks, Red. Okay, so these are called yes, nose, okay? Thank you, Red. I love that you just put that in Discord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so these are yes, nose. So, this is gonna work the side of the glute, but it also works here. Now we're gonna do, let's see, 3 sets of 20 to 30. You'll see different versions of these online where people are bent over. Again, when you're stretching something, so imagine, what are you stretching when you're bending over? You're stretching your glutes and your hamstrings, so they're pre-stretched. So that's basically what the focus is gonna be. When you're more upright though, don't neglect this standard position, because this inner portion of your leg is a stabilizer in a lot of ways, and keeping your core tight and engaged is gonna be beneficial for keeping this flat, that lower abdominal work, okay? So it's kind of like a hidden little treat where you can really train that lower abdomen to stay in if you keep it engaged and stay in the standard position, because this is all connected, right? So here I am, I'm controlling it with my inner and outer, 1/2 second pause right before it racks, and spread wide. This is my yes, no's, right? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, which is so funny. Now, if you want to target